Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 gets an official release date. Final Fantasy XIV is rolling out more updates to allow players to solo its main story, and The Lord of the Rings Gollum finally gets a release date. This is your Daily Fix. It's time to lock and load as we finally have a release date for the upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The official Call of Duty Twitter account announced today Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is coming as promised this year on October 28th. Developed by Infinity Ward, Modern Warfare 2 will be the sequel to the 2019 Modern Warfare reboot and not a remake of the 2009 original. But Infinity Ward made both, so yeah, it's a little confusing. A video teased a few characters and potentially the cover art for the upcoming game, an operator with a skull mask. Ooh, spooky. Early details say that Modern Warfare 2 will center on the US Special Forces fighting the Colombian drug cartel. This could also be the last annual Call of Duty game, as it was previously reported that the Call of Duty after Modern Warfare 2 will be released in 2024. This would suggest that the series may no longer be an annual franchise following Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. However, reports also suggest that Activision Blizzard is committed to keeping the next 3 Call of Duty games multi-platform. Moving on, Final Fantasy XIV, the hugely popular MMORPG with over 1,400 hours of co-op content, is setting itself up to allow fans to experience the game as a story-driven single-player game. While Final Fantasy XIV will forever remain a rewarding and worthwhile MMORPG experience, its recent updates are slating the game to be playable as a single-player story-driven game. Players looking to take on the journey alone can now take NPC characters into dungeons, soloing content that previously required 3 other players to complete using the new duty support system, now renamed the Trust System. Final Fantasy XIV director Naoki Yoshida has spoken at length about how important the ability to solo Final Fantasy XIV is, and now the support system is finally in place to allow just that. The system will let players complete dungeons along with NPCs for expansions like Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and A Realm Reborn after the recent 6.1 patch. Final Fantasy XIV community commentator and streamer Michael Mr. Happy Poveromo points to the revamped duty support system as a gateway for solo players to experience the story of Final Fantasy XIV, but also argues keeping certain content multiplayer only encourages players to do dungeons with actual people. Raids and trials will still require a team of actual players to complete. Regardless, the shift in Final Fantasy XIV supporting more solo story-driven gameplay is definitely resonating with fans as creators hail Yoshida and the team's effort for the Trust System to come to other expansions. And finally, the developer behind The Lord of the Rings Gollum have finally announced a release date for the game. The upcoming story-focused stealth adventure will have players control Gollum exploring Middle-earth before the Fellowship of the Ring. Players will hunt for that darn Bilbo Baggins who took the one ring you lost. Staying out of the way of the Dark Lord Sauron, players will come across familiar faces while deciding between which of the characters' dual personalities gets the upper hand, either Gollum or Smeagol. It's up to you to decide. The Lord of the Rings Gollum is set to be released September 1st for PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. And that is your Daily Fix for today, May 24th. Follow the Daily Fix on Snapchat, download IGN on all the apps, and for everything else, just stick to IGN. I'm Narz, and remember to always stay fabulous.